Happy Friday, y'all, and welcome to another edition of On the Needle. And you may be a little food hungover from Thanksgiving if you celebrate it, but I'm curious to know what are your favorite dishes that you like to make or eat. Definitely leave that in the comments in this review. But as always, we are here to talk about records and vinyl. So as I've mentioned many times before, started a vinyl collection actually through a great friend of mine. She got me records for Christmas. It's been about 3 years back now. And ever since then, I have been just on a record rampage, you could say. I have about 170 records now. So it's really hard for me to always narrow down and pick which record I want to review for these videos. So I decided to pick one that's not necessarily holiday music, but I'll say it fits pretty comfortably next to your Christmas songs. It's around that time now, especially now that Thanksgiving is over. We are into the Christmas music full swing. So I don't have any Christmas albums, but I will say this one, Masego Lady Lady, is a really jamming, as he's put it before in interviews, trap house jazz, if you can picture that. So it's a great album. I actually was introduced to Masego at a photo shoot, believe it or not. The photographer there, he always plays like really cool music, and he's like, "What do you want to hear?" And I said, "Whatever, just play whatever you want to play." So he puts on Tadao, which I'm embarrassed to say I'm a music head, and I was very late to the party on that song because I think by the time I heard it, it had already been out for about a year or so. And so I said, "Who is this? What is the song?" I started asking questions, and so that's when he told me it was Masego. So looked him up, started listening to his music. Fast forward, I heard a few more songs that I really liked of his, and they all happened to be on this Lady Lady album. So as you can see here, here's the complete track listing. Tadao is bam right there, last song on the album. So this is a great collection or collector's item for vinyl collectors. It's actually kind of hard to find. I stumbled upon it at a local record store by me, Josie Records, and I went back to get it for a friend, and they had to actually ship another order of it because it had been all sold out. So I always like to highlight artists who not only are mainstream but are also up and coming. And I wouldn't say Masego's underground, but at the same time, he's maybe not as mainstream, of course, as some of the other artists that I've reviewed here, like TLC or Mariah Carey or Janet Jackson and anyone in that vein. But his album is a no skip. When I tell you, if you're into that trap house jazz feel, as he says, it jams. I mean, it's just, you just put it on, you let it play. There's like the saxophone vibe. There's almost like an 80s, maybe early 90s kind of R&B throwback feel to it as well. Just really puts you in a good mood, very relaxing. Whenever I listen to this record, I always feel like I'm in a chill, good vibe, good mood. It's great. I have nothing bad to say about it. Other than I've been so stuck on this album, I haven't really gotten a chance to listen to his other music. Now, this is his debut studio album, which came out in September of 2018. He released another album before that in 2016, and then I believe he had one more in 2020. So he does have definitely sizable collection of music out there. And Masego, I just have to say this too. He was featured on one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Kalani song, "Hate the Club." That was on not the most recent album she did, but I think it was called "It Was All Good Before It Went Bad" or something like that. The one where she's standing over the wall in the short shorts on the wicker chair. If you can picture it, you know what I'm talking about. But he's featured on that song. He's playing the saxophone, and it's definitely my favorite song on the album, and probably, like I said, my favorite song in her catalog if I had to pick one. So another great thing about Lady Lady on this album that I like, as you all know, Vinyls can be very expensive. They're not cheap. I have, you see, I'm wearing a shirt here. I have the Renaissance vinyl, and I will say it's definitely worth every penny. But it's a pretty expensive vinyl. It's close to $50, I think. And with this Masego with Lady, I think I paid about $23, $24. So not too expensive. It won't really break the bank as far as vinyls go, but definitely worth your buy. So look out for it, and make sure you pick it up. I think everybody needs to listen to this album if you're into that jazz R&B kind of feel. A really, really dope and solid album. So check it out. Also, be on the lookout for a new podcast I have called the Waterbearer Podcast that is based on, you guessed it, Aquarius, which is my sign. I used to do a podcast called Brown Liquor and Cigars, and the whole idea was derived from one of the final episodes that we did. I made a comment and got a lot of flack for it, and basically turned into the Waterbearer Podcast. So we're kicking off in January 2023, and we'll be talking about just how to deal with Aquarius, with the sign, also interacting with all other signs in the zodiac. So it's going to be a real fun, quirky, good time. So make sure you check it out. I'll be posting the audio clips, or video clips actually, of it here as well. So make sure you stay tuned, and check it out. All right. Let me know what you think about Masego's Lady, and I will see you all next time. Peace.